what is it actually?
Can we send this off, because there was a little bit of redundancies and the indenting issues and all that. So all that you have mentioned, I have put that together. And this pricing also, there was a little difference on that price list.
No, but you check up with Niranjan.
With Niranjan?
Yeah, you check up with him.
Should I send this also copy to him?
Yeah, you just send it to him. Say that you have put this one.
Okay.
So let him compare this with the details.
All right. Okay. This also. Price list.
நைட் வாங்கி அதான் நைட் வாங்கி ஒரு துணியில் வேணா கொடுத்தா வீட்டில் கூட ஒரு ஒயிட் துணியில் இங்கே நைட் கொண்டு வந்து கொடுத்துரு, நம்ம ஒரு வெள்ளை துணியில் சுற்றி காலையில்.
अच्छा लाइक
देख लो, जहाँ बुला रहे हो तो देख लो, किसी नहीं बुझा उसको देख लेना।
पठेगी अच्छी
देवानंदम
अनिल जी शुरू करवाएं।
जी सर, करवा सकते हैं।
Yes sir, we are going to start sir.
कौन? आदेश के पास पूछो।
Very warm welcome to you all. Today is a great day, more particularly for TechUp 3 in Uttar Pradesh, when a state project implementation unit is hosting a big event like ensuring placement of graduate engineers and students need of internship, and that too in close collaboration with Construction Industry Development Council. Rather, we can say the entire idea of having such webinar has been conceived by CIDC Director General Dr. D.R. Swaroopji. On this occasion, I heartily welcome on behalf of State Project Implementation Unit Uttar Pradesh, Dr. P.R. Swaroopji. I also welcome the eminent industrialist and chairman of the various construction engineering groups, Sri C. Devarajanji from Tamil Nadu. I also welcome on this occasion Tirtha Pratim Banerjee ji. He is the head training in Dr. Fixit Pidilite Industry Limited. I can see that our colleague Dr. Janardhan S. Chauhan ji is also online. I welcome you as well, sir. Sir, already around 150 has joined on this Zoom platform, or more than 200 are viewing this on other platform. I welcome all the participants, all the guests, and more particularly the directors, the deans, the faculty, and the students from TechUp institutions, more particularly from Uttar Pradesh and from across the country. I already shared with you initially that this webinar has been conceived by Dr. P.R. Swaroopji, and based under his guidance, the entire program is being conducted with the sole objective of making TechUp institutions beneficiary to the extent possible. Sir, internship is an official program that is offered by an employer to a potential employee. Who is the potential employee? It is a student of final year, either of engineering student or any other student. The benefit of internship are great because for college student, recent graduates, or anyone considering a career change to obtain valuable experience, internship can play a bigger role. The other benefits, they gain valuable work experience while working for the internship. They explore a career path. They give themselves an edge in the job market. They develop and refine their skills. They too, in some of the internship, they may receive financial compensation. They gain confidence, and it can be a transition into a job. Sir, internship though in India has been made compulsory by a regulation issued by AICT, that every student who have been admitted in 2019 onward had to go for at least 3 internship of 2 month session. So, but some of the other institutions are working in a different model of internship. I can share with you one of the institution, Institute of Chemical Technology. Earlier, it was a Department of Chemical Engineering under University of Bombay. Now it has been transformed into a globally acclaimed institution of excellence. That Institute of Chemical Technology is working on a trimester model. So every year they are teaching two trimester, and one trimester the candidate has to go to the industries. They work there for 4 months, then come back after 4 months. Again after a year, they go back to the same industry, work for another 4 months. Sir, I am just sharing the experiences shared by the Chancellor of the Institute of Chemical Technology, Professor Jadwa, who shared that within the establishment and running of this course, that unique course 4-year BTech program in chemical technology by ICT, they have already filed patent by 30 students over 2-year periods. So that is the great job that internship is being doing there. But so far as in other institution is concerned, everybody is following their own system, and the net result is whatever we say, whatever slogan government is making, industry institute partnership program, industry institute connect, transfer of technology from lab to the land. So lot of slogans I am hearing since the days when I was a student in 1978 and 79, but still that is going on. Still there has not been a proper connect between industry and institutions. Now, so for ensuring or enhancing the employability of a graduate, we need to have that skill. When we talk about skill, it is an ability and capacity acquired through deliberate, systematic, and sustained effort to smoothly and adaptively carry out complex activities or job functions. It may be ideas, that is cognitive skills. It may be things, that is technical skills. It may be people related. It can be interpersonal skills. So cognitive skills, technical skills, and interpersonal skills. If you go through the website, large number of skills, 10, 15, 20, they have talked about, but all those skills are coming under this third category: cognitive, technical, and interpersonal. But while going for the internship of 2 months, 4 months, or 6 months, based on the design of the curriculum, the students or potential graduates likely to acquire cognitive skills, enhance their technical skills, and develop their interpersonal communication skills. So I will not go much detail in that, but I'd like to share with you one of the survey done by NASCOM. So NASCOM report estimates that out of 3 million joining the IT workforce, only 25% of the graduates with engineering background are employable. The figures are grave in context of graduates from science and humanities, which is less than even 15%. There is another, a private entrepreneur, Aspiring Minds. They have been administering a computer-based test called MCAT to lakhs of students in 650 plus engineering institutions to measure the employability of the technical graduates. If you see their result, it is more disturbing. This considers parameters like business communication and skill, logical and numerical skills, analytical and problem solving skills, and coding skills. The results are a revelation. 47% of the graduates cannot be employed in any domain or sector of the knowledge economy. Just imagine, 47% of the graduates are of no use. 17.91%, 3.67%, 40.57% are employability figures for software. For software 17, software products it is 3.67, and for BPO industry 40%. Only 3.84% graduates are startup ready, and 6.56% are design ready. So this is the condition of the country. Now, the alternative model we have to think about. CIDC may have indicated about the alternative models, but what we feel and what government is working, I like to share with you, that government has started outcome-based education, addressing so many challenges regarding improvement of the teaching learning process, quality of the graduates produced by institutes, but implementation of OB alone cannot change the present scenario. If you consider other professional courses like medical, law, chartered accountant, they complete duration of the internship or apprenticeship before they are professionally employed. Same is truly not in the case of graduate engineers. We have never tried to implement this kind of rigorous skill-based training. When we talk about a skill-based training, all this can be covered under the internship to our engineering graduates. So I will not take much time over this. Our experts like Dr. P.R. Swaroopji available and others. See the Rajanji there, Tirtham Pratim Banerjee ji there. So we'll hear from them. Sir, before we go, we are having today
Hello, sir.
our chief guest, Dr. P.R. Swaroopji. I welcome again Dr. P.R. Swaroop to this event as a chief guest. And with his blessings, this program is going to be inaugurated. Just giving little bit about his introduction. He was born on 24 November 1953 in Kannauj, Uttar Pradesh. Had a basic schooling in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Swaroop served with several prestigious domestic and international consultancy and construction group after he completed his Bachelor's of Technology in 1975 from IIT Kanpur. Dr. Swaroop joined CIDC in 1996 as the first director and rose to the position of Director General. As the first CEO of CIDC, Dr. Swaroop has been responsible for conceptualizing and implementing several good practices in construction industries, construction equipment bank, grading of construction entities, HRD in construction industries are some of his major contributions. Dr. Swaroop got his PhD degree from Rajiv Gandhi Technical University, Bhopal, on evolving a workable model for assessing the business risks in construction operations. He has also been felicitated with a DSc honoris causa by Assam Central University for his sterling contribution to develop scientific and technological applications. Dr. Swaroop has served as a member secretary of the various working groups, including the Working Group on Construction, and as a member of the Working Groups on Hydropower, Surface Transport, Housing for development of the 10th and 11th national plans. So he has been instrumental in development of the 10th and 11th national plan under the Planning Commission. He also serves as a member of UNCI TRAL working group. He is responsible for establishing several institutions to bring about the improvement in the functioning of construction industry. Dr. Swaroop is a fellow of the various institutions of professional body. He is a fellow of Institution of Engineers. He is a fellow of Actuarial Society of India, fellow of Institution of Surveyors, and serves on the boards of several institutions and other corporate houses. Without taking much time of yours, I will approach Dr. P.R. Swaroop, requesting him to kindly bless us and guide us and give an ecosystem and try to evolve an enabling mechanism for the faculty, administrator, and students, a way forward for them as well towards enhancing the internship in a planned, structured, and systematic manner in the institutions, and thus enhancing the employability potential of their students. Over to Dr. P.R. Swaroopji. Welcome you once again, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anil Kumar, and it is a pleasure being here, and I welcome everybody. And I can see by the minutes, actually the number is rising, which is a very heartening thing. And I can see almost we are about to reach 200 participants, and many more are there on other platforms also watching this. This deliberation is very important. And why it is important is that we have to now start thinking in terms of the kind of comfort that we bring to our youth and how exactly are they going to be made employable. Now, there are various models and methods that the government has chosen. And of course, based on our very serious recommendations through the national plans, the government accepted ultimately that there has to be a substantial component of internship that has to be brought in any graduation program in engineering. And of course, this year onward, this has become mandatory for all the students who are there. And therefore, it is all the more important that we try to understand that what are we trying to do here. Now, in the first instance, I just would like to make two comments and clarifications which I would like to give you. The first clarification comes from my friend, Mr. Devarajan, who spoke to me this morning, and he said that it should not be basically the focus should be there on just getting jobs. the focus must be to make engineers proficient, and they should basically be in a position to be independent also. Matter of fact, as Dr. Anil Kumar was saying, that there is definite need of having plenty of startup ventures. We see no reason why the young engineers cannot gain the experience and the patronage of the industry and can go in for the startup ventures. So let us try to look at it from a different perspective altogether. The second thing I have to tell you, that somehow or the other we seem to have a fetish with IT related training program and IT related the working. We forget that IT as a subject is basically an enabler, and the prime working is actually the hardcore engineering. If you do not have the hardcore engineering, none of the IT applications are going to take you very far. So let us not for a moment really be concerned about what NESCOM says or what basically the IT providers are talking about. And another thing that we have to understand is that unless we understand the hardcore engineering, possibly we cannot really go and start making applications also. Looks like that here is a kind of a mad rush for everyone to really get into the IT solutions, glorify that, and think that now they have achieved the kind of ultimate aim and goal. But then you continue making all kind of packages in IT applications. The fact of the matter is that who is going to be manufacturing the products in the factory? You require practicing mechanical engineers. Who's going to make the fertilizers in the factories? You require chemical engineers for that. And top it all, who's going to really put up the physical infrastructure? You require civil engineers or construction engineers for that. And in case you keep sitting in front of the computer and basically use this enabling technique as the kind of end all, that is my first message to you, that I think then we are going to be highly misled. So let us try to look at the kind of realities that we are in. The world was very different before March 2020. We did not have the incidence of this pandemic, COVID-19, and then suddenly this pandemic comes, and it is almost like 6 months that we are sitting inside our homes. Even the institutions are not able to run. So here comes a question that what exactly is going to be the future? And in one line, I will tell you that there are pandemics, there are wars, and all kind of things that happen that affect the normal functioning, disrupt the normal functioning, and the intelligent people have to sit down together and find ways as to how we can basically attain the goals that we have and achieve our objectives. So my third message to all of you is, and you will be listening to Mr. Devarajan, who in his own right has plenty of experience, and he runs one of the largest corporate house, as a matter of fact, cluster of corporate houses in south of India, and he has varied interest as far as his business is concerned. He is into engineering, he is into textile, he is also into the coffee plantation and agricultural produce that you have. And then on top of it, he's a very good human being who has basically been building number of fantastic villages where people are leading their livelihood. And he and his late father, who is a role model for most of us in construction industry, a very revered and respected person who always made it sure that good values are created. The ownership and the being custodian are two different things that people have to understand, and these are the basic tenets of running the businesses. So let me now take the youngsters to the second person. And Mr. Tirtha Pratim is basically, again, a very old colleague, and he has been working in a very specialized area. Pidilite industry, as you know, it is basically into construction chemicals for a special application. And Tirtha is actually looking at the human resource development. He trains, he teaches, he goes to institutions, and he develops a cadre of young people who are basically working in the areas which have not been practiced so far. We just had a meeting yesterday on the same topic, and there were a number of academicians who had joined yesterday's meeting. And for civil engineering student, possibly the count stops as learning Stat 3 project or learning the design parameters, but I think world is much, much beyond that. And that is something that our young graduates have to really start looking at. And especially after the incidence of COVID, there are new areas of operations that are emerging, and we have to start looking at that. So let me list out few of the areas that you should start thinking. And unless you go out of the box and start looking at these new emerging areas, I don't think we will ever be able to solve the problem. Now, in this thinking process, I think everybody has to join hand. You will have to have the institutions, you will have to have your faculty members, your teachers, you'll have to have the students, you will have to have the industry, which can basically hold the hands and basically look at the kind of young persons who can come and learn the tricks of the trade. You need the government to lay down the kind of policies that are required. So it is everybody's affair, but then I think I'm starting with the institutions and the students because this is where the beginning has to be made. Let me tell you, now with the kind of things that are happening and with the closure, there are a number of disputes that are arising. The contracts have come to a standstill. People have to interpret the contracts. People have to basically work on solving the kind of practical problems that are there, resolving them. And sir, can you please mute yourself? Let you be muted while we are talking. So basically you require a lot of contract specialists, and our young people will have to be groomed in that area. Ask a question to yourself. Are you being trained in this particular field in your institution or not? Are your teachers and faculty members able to train you in this area? Similarly, I will list out number of other things. You have to have now the skilled workers working in the factories, working at the construction site on the infrastructure projects, and these skilled persons have to be imparted skilling. And just think about it that there are more than 4 crore workers who work for construction industry alone. Leave apart who are working there with the manufacturing units. They need training. They need people who can just go out and start grooming these people. Where is such a vast strength of people who can go and cater to such kind of learners? So all the policies that the government has made will come to a naught if we do not have our young engineers coming and adopting this particular area, and some of them must choose to become the skill imparting specialist. You require safety audit specialists, both in terms of the safety at the work sites, in the factories, in the industrial outfits, as well as safety from the kind of pandemic or the kind of effect of the disease that is spreading all over. Where are these people? There are specialized training programs that somebody will have to undergo while doing his BTech or MTech, and then only they will be capable of doing the things. You require people who can do the project monitoring. And project monitoring, not like filling the forms and sending it to somebody or running Primavera and things like that. Project monitoring utilizing drones, giving a real lifetime kind of a thing. How many of our students and colleges have consciously adopted to train the drone flying techniques? And culmination of data which can be analyzed and then used for the useful purposes. You require workshop management specialists, you require inventory control specialists, you require people who are specialized in land surveying, and not land surveying as we know, which is being taught in first year or second year of engineering. I am talking about the advanced surveying, and especially of the underground utilities that you have there. You require people who are the specialists in corrosion control. You require people who can basically do the health assessment of the structures that we have made. Just imagine, for last 25 years, we have been constructing physical infrastructure valuing at about 400,000 crores of rupees per year. Over last 25 years, it is 100 lakh crores that has been constructed. Just imagine what is the kind of number of people we require who can do the health diagnosis of these structures which are going to be collapsing. You require people who can do the GIS monitoring and help the municipal corporations to raise the revenues. CIDC is already engaged in working for 2 districts in UP, Lucknow and Kanpur, and we are helping the government of UP to raise the revenues for that matter utilizing GIS application. There are a number of disputes that have now come up because of this pandemic. Contracts have gone for closure. There are claims and counterclaims, and there are going to be a massive requirement of online dispute resolution personnel who could basically work and who knows more IT techniques than our young people. They can definitely work on online dispute resolution kind of solutions. So there are plenty of areas where the young people can engage themselves, and it is not only meant to get a job to them. They also need to have understanding of the topic, work under the experts from the industry so that they can put up their own startup ventures, because the fact of the life is, and let me tell you, this is a brutal fact, that many of our young engineers, they vie to get into organizations such as Public Works Department or go to the central services, become the IAS officers. Believe you me, the government does not have the resources really to engage and employ as many people as we are producing. And here, on the other hand, industry and the kind of business is looking for people with this kind of specialization. You may not be directly engaged as an employed person, but if you have the skill and if you can go out and talk about it, industry will be more than happy to engage your services. And you will be in turn able to nurture, the kind of grooming of many other young people that you have there. So how are we going to do that? You may ask me a question. Now I have a plan ready for that, and this is where our institutions will have to work as a resource center. Please understand and go to the hard facts. The hard fact is that more than 3,800 institutions, engineering institutions, and universities have been created only in private sector alone in last about 15 years. Each campus itself costs almost like about 2 to 300 crores of rupees. Just imagine the amount of money that has been invested into this particular asset that the nation has. Then you have the intellectual infrastructure that has been created. How effective is that? That's a matter of debate. But fact of the matter is that as the wise people, we have to sit down, take a stock of things, make use of this particular investment that has been made for the resources that you have there. And I am inviting all the institutions, colleges and universities to become, in real sense, the resource centers. They will become our fountain heads. And how will they do that? To do that, I am asking that let the institutions nominate 3 young faculty members. They can pick and choose any of the streams that we were talking about. We will create a crop of people who will go back to their institution, take up the kind of work with their students. These faculty members will also be put under our tutelage in contact with the industry. And there is one more thing that we have to understand, that industry speaks in one language and academia speaks in another. We have to have some kind of a match there. The day both of them will start speaking the same language, believe you me, the problem will be solved. Half of the time, industry and academia, both of them, they keep exchanging the blame game. But at the end of the day, what do we have? We have young people who do not have any vocation, we do not have any work, and they are simply sitting there, and this battle goes on. So we have decided to close it down and say that now enough is enough. Let the colleges and institutions make an effort, depute 3 young fellows, let them come, we will groom them. There will be a series of training programs they have. We will run those programs right in our own centers. And UP is very fortunate in that sense. Let me tell you, CIDC has plenty of centers in UP. And then, of course, on the other end, we have plenty of places in south of India, like our Mr. Devarajan. He has got a full-fledged training institute right there itself. And then, of course, number of other facilities available. So we can take these young people from south and from north, from east and west, and we can start this particular program so that they can go back to their college. The colleges become the hub of activities. They pick up their students. They run the kind of initial grooming program and start sending the students for the real sense internship. That's a scheme that I am proposing to all of you. Please understand that we have no luxury now to continue looking at the traditional straight jacket type of training programs. Even the curricula and syllabi that you have there, it has to undergo a tremendous change. Otherwise, we will continue producing the crop of people who are not trained in the areas which are relevant for our working, and at the same time, we are creating number of them. So think about it. Today is basically a discussion that we are making, which is a thought-provoking discussion. Think about it, and we will be very happy to help and assist all of you to come in there. Now, in this context, let me tell you that starting December 1st till December 5th, CIDC jointly with many institutions, both in India and abroad also, we are organizing a very, very major international conference and exhibition. This is going to be web-based, and we are basically going to be deliberating on this particular key issue also. A lot of government intervention is also going to be there. The bankers will be coming in there. Industry from all constituencies will come, and not only from construction. Actually, bulk of them will come from manufacturing sector, because construction is all encompassing. You will have people from cement industry, you will have people from steel industry, and we definitely would like that by then we should have a pilot project initiated so that we can take the finding during the India Construction Week in December and show it off to the people that yes, this is how it has to be done, and this is how we are going to make it successful. I will tell you a number of stories which basically will accentuate what I am talking about. But just a brief one I will tell you. Some 12 years ago, government of MP was very much in a quandary, and they wanted to have a solution. And the solution for the problem that they had was that MG Narega program was basically picking up. And they had a lot of places where people had to work, their wage bills were to be prepared, the monies were to be paid, and traditionally, and using the kind of straight-jacketed method, they had decided that they will use the junior engineers of Public Works Department, REO, local self-government engineering department, and others. All the junior engineers will be pressed on this particular work. But you were talking about a humongous number of people and humongous number of locations. And these junior engineers had their own departmental responsibilities also. So the program was getting into a serious quandary. The bills were not prepared. The farmers were unhappy because they were not able to get the money. And that is where the Regional Chief Secretary of Government of UP invited me to come for a discussion. And we came out with a program which was a unique program in its own right. In 9 months' time, we created a cadre of Grameen Rozgar Sahayaks. It was a simple 5-day training program that we launched, where the Rozgar Sahayaks, who were picked up from the locale, they were basically given a training on making the measurements, making the volumetric calculations, the area calculations, calculating the quantum of work that has been done, making the muster roll, and passing the bills so that the workers can be paid, the farmers can be paid. And believe you me, in 9 months' time, more than 125,000 Rozgar Sahayaks were on job. These Rozgar Sahayaks were basically coming from the same local villages. They were getting about 3,000 rupees a month, which was a welcome wage. And secondly, they also had the pride of calling themselves as government servants. Although it was all a purely temporary kind of a job, but yet it gave them the kind of confidence and it gave them the prestige. And there was so much of good work that was done. So we have to create a cadre of such people who not only look for job, they also go out and put up their own venture. And we will tell you how. And let me tell you that we are absolutely certain in our mind that this is going to fly, this is going to work. So let there be no corner for despondency. We'll work together. We'll make sure that our children are basically fruitfully engaged and they are not wasting their time on to kind of theoretical, useless kind of things which are never ever going to be utilized. Let's make them useful. That should be the caption of the mission. So with that, I thank you, and you will be listening now to Mr. Devrajan and Mr. Tirtha Prathim, who are going to be giving you few more dimensions. I have tried to cover my address before scheduled time because we already had a lot of time overrun, and I am supposed to be finishing at 10:50, but I am 10:44. I am finishing so that we leave behind some time for interaction and questions. Please also contact us. Write to everyone. My friend Mr. Tukaram from my Chennai outfit is sitting here. Get in touch with him. Get in touch with CIDC office. Get in touch with Engineering Council of India office and also the offices of our experts who are there. We are all there to help you because of the limitation of time and limitation of space. We could not get more experts. But then I promise that these are the kind of discussions which we'll continue having in the times to come also. And I'll request Mr. Anil Kumar, Dr. Anil Kumar, to make sure that every fortnight we should have a discussion of this type. We will try to get more industry captains who shall be talking about various issues. And I'm handing it over to my good old friend, Mr. Devrajan now, who is going to give you an insight into many more things. Mr. Devrajan, please take it over.
Thank you very much, sir. It is indeed our great pleasure to have you today on the platform. And really, you have given a new direction to the institutions, more particularly the administrator of the institutions, who can reorient their priorities and policies, which can be really beneficial to the students in these days to come. With this, I will request Mr. Mahavir Singh Naruka to kindly introduce our next speaker and expert, Sri Devrajan ji.
Thank you, sir. Sri C. Devrajan, who is the managing director.
There is one request I have to make.
Sir.
Make this introduction as brief as possible.
Okay,
My
sir.
introduction went on and went on and went on. Our kids are sitting here not to listen to my CV. They are basically waiting for us to speak. So make it brief, short and concise. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So Sri C. Devrajan, who is the managing director and born on 12th of May 1961 with a strong traditional and spiritual background. He had finished his schooling at Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, Coimbatore, and later obtained his degree in civil and structural engineering from Annamalai University in 1984. He has about 35 years of experience in the field of construction and infrastructure development. He was responsible for restoring URC to greater height and later diversified the business into housing, software, and project consultancy management. He believes in the philosophy that by connecting the thin line of the business, education, social, and spiritual needs, the inherent ethics and values would result in a better society. So now over to Sri C. Devrajan, sir.
Good morning, Loga Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, and my dear good friend Dr. Swaroop and Mr. Anil Kumar and Mr. Tirtha Banerjee and the other speakers, Mr. Mahavir Naruka, and all dear good friends from the fraternity of civil engineering or other engineering institution and CIDC. It's a great pleasure for me to be part of this good initiative and interaction. See, I believe this is the decade of miracle. The decade of miracle, what I mean, the 2020 to 2030 is going to be the transformational years for the whole country, where we all can expect a lot of good things to happen through CIDC, through various other organizations. And in this situation, I always believe to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else, constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment, to be yourself. What I mean by this, you may be an engineer or you may be any other professional, but your initial days of grooming by your parents and your society would have definitely made you what you are today by this time. If you are a student, if you are a faculty member or a leader in an institution, by this time, I wish all of us should know that what is the current status of our nation and what is the real agenda of our nation. Where are we heading to? What are all the opportunities that is available? Yes, we can make everybody employable. There is no dearth of jobs. But it is how do we prepare ourselves to become part of any organization? Or I have because this is the first time I am participating in an event like this, I wish under the leadership of Dr. Swaroop, if we can understand across India, if there are more than say 3,000 engineering institutions or whatever it is, how many institutions do have construction engineering as a program or civil engineering as a program? Because CIDC is there, I'm mentioning this. And if those institutions with particularly with MTech and ME in construction management or structural design and institutions of excellence like NICMAR and all IITs together, if we relook at the entire curriculum and the way we all make our students learn this engineering topics, I was always a person who believes that the faculty members of the civil engineering department are the key people who are going to make all the difference. If you are an experienced person or if you have industry exposure, then I can assure all the students that making you better will become easier. So there has to be a semester kind of program for all the faculty members, where all of them, maybe CIDC can take this initiative with the Ministry of Education, AICT or whatever it is now, UGC, to make all the faculty members to go through a kind of examination or a training for them to really understand what has happened in the industry in the past 10 years and what has happened in the world in the industry. Many times our good faculty member friends are not aware what is happening in the field. Next one, the Alumni Connect also, though it is there, but it is not as good as it is to be. The third one, the industry institution interaction program, is in papers. That is my experience even as an institutional person or an industry person, because there is no standard operating model for this to happen across all the institutions. Mandate is there. Yes, every student has to go for an internship, but we all know how our students got it. Many students, even not the student, their parent used to approach us, uncle or my dear friend, my daughter or son would like to have a certificate from you for going through the internship. I usually fire at them. What is the meaning of asking for a certificate? First, ask for an opportunity to come and work in my organization as an intern. There are mandatory rules and regulation and methods and procedure. If they are willing to go through that, then only our organization will issue a certificate. So there are wonderful organizations in our country who are capable of accommodating as many people as we all expect, but there has to be a methodology. military engineering service. There are so much of work is happening. When our good friend said about close to 4 to 5 crore people are engaged in the industry directly, and indirectly it may be even 10 crore in the paint industry or steel, cement. If you put all together, it may be more than that also. But who are really guiding them, managing them, or who are helping them to accomplish their duty properly? Our good engineers, youngsters. So engineering department as such in construction industry, like Mr. Swaroop explained, there are traditional opportunities within an organization. Now the tendering is there, then budgeting is there, then quantity surveying is there, quality department is there, safety department is there, then your planning department is there, contract department is there, project management is there, and then HR and manpower management. Even our HR head is an MTech structural engineer, Mr. Suresh Kannan. So you have to be a civil engineer to understand the psychology of the construction worker. This was given to us, this advice was given to us none other than Dr. A. Ramakrishna of L&T. And similarly, equipment management is there. Then you have this MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. And construction economics. This is a very interesting topic. Construction economics is a very interesting topic. Some of our institutions should offer construction economics as a course, and arbitration is there. These are all the kind of, within an organization, there are 12, 14, 15 different areas of specialization where you can become a specialist at, at master's level. So the industry, the institution, keeping CIDC at the apex level, we all should rethink how do we reorient ourselves towards addressing the needs of the nation with respect to infrastructure, construction, and facility management. So these are all some of the thoughts which is going to into my mind. See, I am, as told by Dr. Swaroop, I come from a very small village. My father has studied only up to second standard. He was a visionary to start this company in 1956 at his age of 25. And now we are a 64-year-old company. We are working in 11 states, including Uttar Pradesh and other states. But this was a visionary man who could create an organization of excellent civil engineering company. So you are all fortunate. You have so much of wonderful opportunity to learn and understand the global happening through technology, through methodology, through other sciences. What do you do with that? You are continuously engaged. When we are traveling in an aircraft or a rail or anywhere, we could see all the youngsters are consumed in their laptops or mobile phone. You are onto something. What do you do there? Are you really connecting yourself to the world of your need, or your sensitivity is there to connect with the world of your choice? So don't waste your time. Till the age of 25 is the prime age for every one of the student to really equip yourself. Like in the olden days of war times, in the Maharajas or in the olden days, everyone has to go through the understanding of the warfare or horse riding or managing sitting on an elephant or something like that. Now the world has changed. We also got such situations. You have to be versatile. You have to be prepared. So I can put it like India has the best opportunity. The decade is going to be the best decade for India. And the thought process is good for every individual in the nation. We are all expecting great things. CIDC is there proactively sensitizing every other organization, be it BAI, be it machinery manufacturing, or be it the construction companies, or be it the institutions which are teaching engineering courses. So we have an apex body, a kind of a Dronacharya kind of personality there in that place, where we should use this opportunity to connect all of us, network all our efforts. There can be very specific, programs can be arranged, and we can deliberate, and we can come out by January 2021. CIDC and TechWhip with all civil engineering department, engineering colleges, we can come out with an SOP for faculty members to understand this program in a better way. Then in that fashion, all this, either it is trimester or it is semester, this internship, everything, I personally suggest the internship should start at third year itself. Even at the beginning of the year, because the branches are given to the students at the beginning of the program, so they can be exposed all the 4 years in different areas of engineering, construction engineering. It's not only at fourth year. Let it not be like a sampradaya where it is a part of a, it has to become a, it has to become a very, very important, a lifestyle change in a personality. There was a program which we all attended in our school, a school which is managed by URC. A good person has come and started this program. He started talking to the children like, do you know how the world works? The question itself is, do you know how the world works? The world happenings can be divided into 12 areas of life: agriculture, architecture and construction, healthcare, economics. Similarly, he has divided them into 12 areas. Anything you do which will come under any one of the 12 areas. So for example, if you want to become a civil engineer, yes, project leader, then what kind of a lifestyle you have to go through? If you have to be an extrovert, you have to talk to the client, you have to talk to the your own team members, you have to talk to your own workers. So you have to be like a leader who can convince people, inspire people to achieve things. Suppose you are an introvert, then you can choose the design areas or architectural areas, something like that. He was exposing all our students about every aspect of life and how it works. Similarly, in construction with CIDC, we can work towards equipping all our youngsters to be great engineers and great leaders to make our country a better place to live. Though we can claim that this is a fantastic country and we have all the resources, but still there are crores and crores of people who are below the poverty line, who look at people like us to make a difference in their life. What are we going to do about that call? We have to look at it like that. Like I am involved in 5 different areas of business, like the 5 important elements of the globe, like water, earth, fire, then the air and akash. I believe water is something like agriculture. Earth is something like construction and related activities. Fire is education, which initiate and ignite the life energy within you. And the air is textiles, and the akas, invisible thing, is the software. This is the philosophy I get into my mind, and I work like that. We have to protect all these things to make the nation and the globe a better place. All of them are essential things. But like Mr. Swaroop said, IT is an enabler, but that has also to be understood properly, and we have to be very familiar with that. And other areas of specialization, like Dr. Swaroop mentioned, we all should be ready, immaterial of our age, to go and study and learn as a student. This is the important message I want to give. And as a company, we always have the system to go for this internship. At any point in time, we can have around 20, 30 students who can go come to us for internship. There is a methodology. I can share this with Mr. Swaroop and Mr. Anil Kumar. So we are ready to accommodate, whatever numbers we can accommodate to make them a better engineer in the future. So this is a great opportunity for me. And there are so many good things which is happening around. So let us all be prepared, because when for a farmer, if there is good rains, then he will be so happy. He know that he can make everything happen in his field. Like that, now the government of India and the system has given so much of wonderful, they have created an ecosystem. Yes, we are going through the pandemic. That is a very, very, very dangerous one, where we are all of us has to be very happy. But at the same time, this will not going to be there forever. It may be over in 1 month, 2 months, or sometime sooner. So we should all be prepared to make our nation a better place to live and work. With one example of one of the social organization in which I am part, I will conclude. It is like we have an organization called Olirum Erode Foundation. We are a smart city. Erode is a smart city, the smallest city in the country to become a smart city, with just only 6 lakh population. And by God's grace and some of my effort, I am an independent director in the smart city Erode, where 1,000 crore is a big money for a smart city like Erode. Where our Olirum Erode Foundation, which was formed 6 years back with 64 industrial friends, I am the vice chairman of that group, and we have formed it in 6 years back. And this has contributed more than 11 crores so far for the development of our city. The development means we have sat together we have sat together for 2 consecutive days without any distraction from the outside world. We have all switched off our cell phone and we have discussed what do we really dream about our city? How do we want our city to become? So we have discussed with a consultant and we have come out with a concept like we have formed 5 panels: infrastructure panel, healthcare panel, water panel, education panel, and environment panel. Under these 5 panels, all 64 of us are being divided, taken responsibility. We have refurbished more than 48 water storage ponds and lakes in our city, and the water storage level has improved more than 3,000 times from the earlier stage and the current stage. And we have taken up the government hospital, which is a 750 bedded hospital with 6 lakh people every year taking treatment with a 7.5 acre land. We have refurbished the entire hospital to enable it to get the NABH approval, and we have established a 10 machine, exclusive dialysis unit. Even after seeing this, Tata Sons has, we do not know how they came to know, and they have donated 75 lakhs. We have 20 staff under our role who are working in the dialysis center to take care of our entire, these people every day. So many people are coming, taking their treatment there. Similarly, we have planted more than 10,000 trees. We have helped all the government schools. One gentleman of our group has donated 1 crore. The program name is Vata Satam in Tamil, meaning every young kid should become strong and bold physically. So he has donated this 1 crore just to make them get the best nutrient food. We are giving them a very special nutritious powder every month for all the needy students. We are evaluating them for the height and body weight. If there is a deficiency, we help each student to get a better nutritious food, the poorest of the poor. So these are all the possibilities. This is happening in a smaller town. If all of us connect under CIDC and if we can make a difference, every smart city, and in the recent evaluation of the smart city rating by Government of India, Erode stood at 9th place. So these are all the achievements visibly we are able to make, because I am proud to say that, I am always proud to say that I am a civil engineer. Because I am a civil engineer, I am able to understand what could make a difference in the society with respect to infrastructure or any other thing. Similarly, my father was the Panchayat Sarpanch for more than 20 years. When we have groomed at our young age, we could see him as a role model, helping always the needy persons to get a better facility, water, education, everything. So we have a greater responsibility. I can say it's a demanding responsibility is there from all of us. We are all fortunate people. Most of us are sitting and living in a better place. We have 3 times, food, we have better clothing, we have vehicles. But look at the people who are really needing our help. That is the spirit which should drive us. So this is an opportunity to express my views and feelings and thoughts. Thank you, Dr. Swaroop and Dr. Anil. I'll be definitely a useful contributor in this program. one as an industrialist, other as a social worker, third one as an educationist, where I have spent most of my life in helping institutions to become better. Thank you very much, and all the very best to all the students and my dear faculty members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
very much, sir.
Devarajan. It was, as ever, wonderful listening to you, and I think our young friends will be able to take a note of it and make certain changes. Now, in the beginning of my address, I said that the CIDC is organizing this mega event, and I'm very happy to inform you that the registration of the students and faculty members to participate in this program has already commenced from today. And Professor Janardhan Singh Chauhan, the director of Samrat Ashok Technological Institute, he is to be lauded for this initiative. And we are soon trying to look for many more students coming from many more institutions, and especially from my state, that is Uttar Pradesh. Kindly do join. Now, after this, I am asking Tirtha Mr. Tirtha Pratim to kind of deliver his address and give it back to the anchor.
Thank you very much, sir. It is indeed our great pleasure to hear from Shiv Rajanji, and who has not been only an industrialist, he has been a social activist, he has been a philanthropist, and we are very happy when a benevolence came from him by way of opening the key that a large number of students who can be accommodated for internship and training, he will try to accommodate as much as his industry can do. So such a help and benevolence required from other industries as well. With these few words, I express heartfelt thanks to Sri Devarajanji to be with us. Over to Mr. Naruka to introduce our next speaker.
So thank you, sir. So our next speaker is Tirtha Pritam Banerjee, who is presently holding the position of head training with Dr. Fixit Institute of Structural Protection and Rehabilitation under Pidilite Industries Limited in Mumbai. He has more than 20 years of experience working with Advent in the construction chemicals and related polymer in the field of concrete, waterproof and repair industry. Mr. Tirtha Banerjee has delivered lectures in more than 250 training programs, workshop and seminar in the India and abroad. He has also published papers in the leading international construction journals and the magazine. He has more than 20 years of experience. So over to Tirtha Pritam Banerjee, sir. Banerjee, sir.
Yeah, I have unmuted myself. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first of all, it's a really pleasure for me that to be invited in this platform. I pay my gratitude to Dr. Anil Kumar, Dr. Sharoop, and Mr. Devarajan Chinnaswamy, because the way they have made the platform, that the way they have expressed to the young people, the young students, which is really interesting for all of them. But my first sincere request to all of you before I talk something about it was, due to this pandemic situation, you, wherever you are, you please be safe and take care of yourself and your family first. So that's the first thing. Secondly, coming to the way that we can build up an ecosystems, which have been already told about. But the question is that what should make the students to endeavor into? My sincere request, or my sincere, whenever I meet the students, I always feel there is a warmth in them, because I am meeting the students for in my tenure for the last 20 years in quite regularly, and being into my privilege to be into this training department. I always try to be with them, mingle with them, try to understand them rather than only talking to them. So whenever I talk to them, my only concern to them, if you have an inspiration, you have an aspiration, just try to make it to deliver you. So that is the only thing which can haunt you, and that haunt should take you forward. The world is huge, the requirement is huge, and if I tell you about the India as an overall country, the employment opportunity is also quite huge. So it is not a question of is there any dearth into the situation. It is the only way how you should make yourself capable and how you should make yourself efficient enough to do that. Okay, being talking to that, there are a lot of resource center, there are a lot of resource areas which are there. Conventional education, conventional studies will make you an industry, it will not make you an industry expert. Industry expert required to be a part of your continuous education program. You have to go through different projects, you have to learn the subjects, what industry demands today. You know what, we are looking into the last 2 decades of our Indian construction industry. Though we have seen a huge change. If I came to this construction industry maybe in the 90s. In the 90s, when it was started, it was going well. In the end of the 90s, in the beginning of the 20th century, the construction industry's demand was reduced. The civil engineering came to a very lowest spot. Again, it has come up in between. Again, it has gone down. So that is always a kind of a wave which goes to that is civil engineering demanding. But altogether, the demands from the students have come down. But it being in India as a developing country, the demands for the civil engineer was always on. Okay. As Dr. Sharup has also mentioned, it is not only that the construction segment has various opportunities. Even Mr. Devarajan also has mentioned there are various opportunities. Like he has mentioned one of the very interesting subject which I've seen about that construction economics. Okay. But other than that, I'm telling you, it is not only a job. It is not only a project will not lead to a job. Try to think about you as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you can make yourself the boss. You can make yourself, you can learn by yourself, you can do by yourself, and you can create something by yourself. Look at Mr. Devarajan and his father. They have made something on their own. They have come with a jill and they have created gun. Why don't you can make it? So there are various ways. There are various opportunities are there. Let me just tell you about the Dr. Fixit. Everybody knows Dr. Fixit. Everybody knows it was in the waterproofing, and Pidilite. Everybody knows about the Fevicol and all. We in Dr. Fixit, we came up with an institute called Dr. Fixit Institute long back in 2002. Our whole focus was this institute was very specific to teach or to engage the people to learn about more into the waterproofing as a protection and repair as a subject. See, when you look into, as Dr. Sharup was talking about that asset management, there is a huge, humongous construction going on in India. India being a developing country for the last 70 years, even if in the last around 30, 35 years, the humongous construction is going on. Now, who will going to do that? What is about their sustainability? What is to look about? Who is going to look about that? Second question is the sustainability. Sustainability, you have the material shortage. You have to go with a new construction. You have to do with a new innovation materials. So there are various ways of that which can really build you into a kind of ways. As Dr. Sharup has also mentioned, IT can be a tool for us. You know, in the IT field, whenever we are going with a smartphone, we are talking to somebody. Now you all know that IPL has started. We all know how to, when IPL has started, they're talking about the Dream 11. You can make your own team. Why not your construction industry? You can create in your own way. You can build it up. There are opportunities are everywhere. So that is the way we have started with the institute to talk about the students, talk with the students, talk with the faculties. And in this process, I tell you, in every year we go into around 70 to 80 colleges, and we have already done about around more than 1 lakh of students we have already done. We are running various elective courses with NECMAR and other institutional bodies. Now, being a part of that, I'll tell you about CIDC. The CIDC is always a guiding partner, or you can say a guiding body for all of us. We, Dr. Fixit Institute, is always a partner institute with CIDC. And we always, from the day one, we have tried to build up the skill development as one of the major initiatives. And we have started very long back in 2007 onwards. We have kept the people all over India to bring the skill. Now, recently, just for your information, as this platform is open for a how to build it yourself, we are creating a beautiful resource center at the CIDC's own premises in the Vishwakarma Bhavan in Faridabad. Other than CIDCs, what they are doing in the they're in the skill development, in the varieties of the ways of plumbings and other areas of the construction segment. These Dr. Fixit Institute or Dr. Fixit Experience Center, the way we call it, which will be one of the state-of-the-art kind of a resource center where we have created a kind of an area where you can come, learn, engage, you can develop your skills, you can do on your own. You have the training center where we are doing the skill way, how the way you actually take your instrument in your hand and you can do the things on your own. So that is the opportunity which is there in that kind of ecosystem CIDC has already built up. And such a project like TQ, when CIDC is a partner, I always know that this will going to be the great. So my sincere request here, so being an entrepreneur, being an industry associate for quite a long time into this area, and the way I look into the students, when I mix it with the faculties, and when I look into the industry's opportunity side, my sincere request to this engineering fraternity or maybe the institutions, please come forward. Let your students to groom. Let your students to groom with the innovative projects. Innovation is no limit. Innovation has no boundary. There are varieties of the ways. We are turning into this industry, who are working into this industry. They are there to lead them all. They are there to guide them. So its opportunity is changing, technology is changing. So I feel these are the two scopes. I will not take too much into this. I'll just make it very short and clips into that. So one way is that project. While you're going for an internship, you're learning something. When you're learning something, give your full into that so that when you are learning something, give your full into that so that you are coming from an academia, you are learning to be the best into the industry. You are entering into the industry. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, when you are learning during academia and you are learning to an industry, make yourself ready yourself to be another entrepreneur. Okay, India requires an entrepreneur. You might have seen in the recent past when our prime minister also talks about what is an entrepreneur should be. We have seen a lot of entrepreneurs into IT field. Okay, similarly, we require an entrepreneur into the construction industries. And let me tell you here, we are, as a Dr. Fixit Institute, we have a very specialized program on the entrepreneurship into this segment, waterproofing and repair segment, which is quite an emerging area. Let me tell you, if you see the last 1 decade, I have seen this industry of a waterproofing and repair as an asset management group. This has grown up more than around 22%. Though the construction industry overall growth may be less, but this industry has grown up because this is a demand. This is a requirement of today's. So just look into yourself, think of yourself, be very positive, just be your aspiration to be there. And when you have aspiration, you know what subject I have taken, I have to be stick into that. And you do not think about that. There is always a goal. There are people who are there to guide you, who are there always to assist you to go forward. Keep that in mind, take the opportunity here. And with these small things, I feel that that's the way you should go ahead. And I told all the industry faculty team also who are there into this webinar, please energize your students to go into the innovative projects so that they can learn and do something better into the industries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tirtho Banerjee Sahab. It is indeed our great pleasure to see you with us today. And we are really fortunate that people like P.R. Sarup sir, C. Rajan sir, and you have been with us today in the very morning, guiding the administrator, faculty, and the students of the institutions that what they can do to develop an enabling mechanism for the future of their students, enhancing their skill and employability. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I request P.R. Sarup sir. Sir, this is the end of the Tirtho Banerjee Sahab talk. Now I will hand over the speaker to you, sir, regarding the question answer session or the way in which you want to conduct this question answer session. Over to you, sir.
All right. I think I would encourage everyone and tell everyone to come forward. They may be having number of questions in their mind, and I think this is a time for all the three panelists, including me, to respond and answer. So can we basically go for some questioning? And you can volunteer yourself. Otherwise, I have this habit of basically calling out the name and asking them to come forward and raise the questions. So choice is yours.
Sir, they should indicate that they want to ask. Then Mr. Mahabir Singh Naruka will unmute them so that he can ask.
Okay. So can you raise your hand and give your names? Okay, I think I'll just pick it up from the chat. And there is this gentleman, Aniket Shankar Dubey. He is asking a question to everyone. So can you unmute Aniket Shankar Dubey? And he has asked a very fundamental question, that what are the way to be an intern from CIDC? So can you unmute him so that he can speak it out himself, and then I will be more than happy to answer that. Aniket Dubey.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Aniket. First, you tell me which college you are in and which year
Sir,
you are in.
Sir, I am from Babu Narasidas Northern Indian Institute of Technology. I am in final year right now, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir. So it's a pleasure to be a part of this webinar. Sir, I wanted to put up a question, sir. How can we be an intern in the CIDC?
Well, you can definitely be an intern in CIDC. All you have to do is you can take the email ID, and there is no special action that you have to do. Simply define that this is what you are doing, and these are the areas where you would like to learn things. Write to me or write to my officer. His name is Mr. P.K. Mishra. He is the additional director based at Gorakhpur. And he will compile the things, we'll put it across, we'll discuss in-house, and we will come back to you. It is as simple as that. Do you get your answer?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So who's going to be the next one? Okay. Can we have Megha Verma coming in? Megha Verma? Megha Verma, unmute yourself. Megha, are you listening to me? Okay, I go to the next one. Ankur, please come over.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, actually, some of the students were also interested in that. What are the different areas on which we can have the intern in the CIDC? Can we know the list that on this area, this CIDC will work on it for during the internship?
Okay. I did give you some of the areas that you have listened to in my address itself. I told you about the training, specialized training in contract management and skill imparting specialists, safety and audit kind of things. You see, you have to understand something, that internship is not something which is actually like, laid down in a book. It's not a theoretical exercise. All you have to do is you have to see what exactly is an item of your liking, what is it that you want to learn. And like other speakers also said, that these are basically custom made and fitting in the liking and the nature of the individual person who would like to undergo. Now, what I would suggest is, and I'm repeating it, and just to make it very clear, my proposition to all of you is, like you are a faculty member in an institute, I would like some 3 persons from every institute to come there so that they get a full feel of the whole thing. They understand which are the opportunities. And after the training, they go back to their institute so that they can counsel the students more effectively. You must appreciate that there are over 500,000 students who are spread throughout the country. And to reach out to them, we will have to create a cadre of faculty members. So let us begin with UP, and I'm very sure other states are going to follow the suit very soon. So it is going to be in the step 1, the training which will be imparted or counseling that will be imparted to the faculty members themselves. Suppose if somebody wants to basically learn things in construction chemicals. Now, like Mr. Tirtha Pratim spoke about, that construction chemical is a subsector of construction industry which has shown a tremendous rise. And possibly it is because the old structures are getting accumulated now and they need lot of treatment, and therefore you require construction chemicals. So therefore, if somebody is interested to get into the techniques of this up and coming kind of technology, then I think he will have to consult, he'll have to discuss, he will have to understand, and then we can take it from there further. So Ankur, you got my response? You understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Let it be very, very clear to everyone that you can always get some, some factory made type of programs, but these factory made type of programs are not going to help you. Like if somebody comes that, okay, you learn the Primavera techniques, but Primavera is just a kind of a software tool. You have to apply it to petroleum industry, you have to apply it to construction industry, you can apply it into fertilizer industry, and unless otherwise you understand the basic nuances of that particular industry, how are you going to be using it? It is like a computer which has been given to you, or Word document which has been given to you, or Excel document which has been given to you. Now it is on that Excel document and the Word document that you fill up things and you do the analysis, and that is what basically you have to understand. So use that as enabling tools, but then you have to understand about the industry, the substructure of the industry, and that requires a lot of explanation to be done. And that is the reason why the institutes must take it upon themselves to depute the faculty members, and especially the young faculty members, because they are the ones who are able to appreciate it much faster as compared to the elderly people. So let them come, spend time with us, go back to their college, and come back with some specific, very clear kind of nuances from the students. Because to the students, you have to tell that which are the sub areas which are going to be useful for them. Now, suppose I keep preparing, the people who know how to use Primavera, but that is not going to help, because merely learning use of Primavera does not really entitle you to get into different kind of industry applications. You get that? Or for that
Yes, sir.
matter, even if you learned Stat 3 for that matter, and if you have not understood the basic mechanism, the way concrete behaves when it is under stress or torsion or any kind of stress for that matter, then what are you going to be doing with that Stat 3? You won't understand anything after that. You get my point? So these are the kind of things that we have to change our mindset. Please bear this in mind, that there are no ready-made solutions in the world. For each one of us, there is a typical solution that is needed. If you are a unique person, there is no other person like you. Your face is different, your nature is different, your complexion is different, your intellectual prowess is different. How can I basically feed you something which is good for someone else but may not be good for you? That is not going to make you feel satisfied. So I think there is a dialogue that needs to happen, and it is through that dialogue we'll be able to come out and tell young students that this is something that you like and this is something that you should follow, which is going to be helping you. Today what is happening is we have made a very strong, a very standard kind of format. Do your MTech, apply for a government job, wait for 2 years, do your MTech, you get a job, you don't get a job, your MTech is finished, after that, go for the PhD. But does it take you anywhere? Why are we going to be spending that time rather than exploring the areas which are good for us? In my own case, when I finished my BTech, I decided I am going to go and work for a design office. I worked in a design office for about 5 years. And after that, I said that to a reasonable level, whatever I had to learn, I have already learned. Now, if I keep on learning the same thing or repeating the same thing, I may become proficient, but it is not going to have a marginal utility. So in the 5th year, I decided that according to my own liking and nature, I need to go for site administration. So I went in for site administration. I became the resident engineer of a small site. From there, I became a project manager of a larger site. And this was the time for me to come back to headquarters again and say that now it is the time for me to learn the tendering, how to interpret the contract, how to look into the disputes, how to work out the rates, and how to basically contest the bids. Because you have to get the business. If you want to reach to the top, then you have to know everything. So therefore, I went into tendering section. Then for 5 years, I was working with the tendering section. Then I decided that I now need to get into overseas marketing, because construction is not limited to this country only. You have to understand how people are working in other countries also. So international marketing was another part that I started learning simultaneously, and that's how it became a well-grounded thing. But this was according to my own liking. That's how I went out like that. To everyone, there is a special liking, and they have to come out with whatever they are looking for. You understand? That is the point. So let me go to the next person. And who's going to be the next one? Rohan Kumar. Rohan, can you unmute yourself? Rohan? Okay, then I move on. Manvendra. Manvendra, will you come? Yes. Yes, Manvendra. Please unmute yourself and speak. Manvendra, please unmute yourself. Looks like Manvendra has lost it. So, Mr. Ram Kumar, can we have you? Mr. Ram Kumar?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Yes. Question from you.
Sir, good morning. I am from IIT Agra. And my question is, in this pandemic time, how our students can prepare better for their placement? As I am looking here, placement also. Sir, let me introduce him also. I can see his face. Mr. Ram Kumar is the TECU faculty, especially identified by MHRD.
Okay.
Like him, there are hundreds of TECU faculty they have given to enhance the quality of various TECU institutions. So he is probably one of them. If you are the same Ram Kumar from IIT Agra.
Good. So I think in this TechWhip kind of situation, the best thing that we can do is that we can basically get on with each other, get in touch with each other, talk about the kind of needs and requirements that you have there. Our people will give you more explanation of the kind of programs that you have. And let me also tell you something interesting, that even though the pandemic is on, the fact of the matter is that right in CIDC itself, we are running the program and right into our border areas. And there are a number of training programs that are going. The only thing we have to understand is that we must exercise precautions. It is not that, just because the pandemic has hit, therefore we'll close ourselves in a room and sit down and would not interact with anyone. So I think a limited interaction is definite, and you have to get into that limited interaction. So I welcome you with your queries. Please fix up an appointment, get in touch with us. And if you go around in your own city, Agra, I was there last week itself. I can tell you the streets are full, people are going outside, business is going on as usual. And I see no reason why our students should also not be interacting with each other. Yes, we have to be careful. We have to cover our nose and mouth like, it is being advised. We have to wash our hands and take all the sanitary precautions. But then there is a limit to it. And we have to decide as educated people, we have to decide that where exactly that limit has to be drawn. So do not merely keep sitting inside your home. Come out, because the things have to open up. Okay? So, does this answer your question, Ram Kumar?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ram Kumar, don't be scared. Don't be scared, and just be careful about your health and others' health also, and start getting in touch. And get in touch with us. We will make you braver. Okay. After all, you are the young fellow. You don't have to be so scared. I am 68 now, and I am going to my office every day, working here with due precautions. Why are you worried? Okay, so
No,
can
sir.
we have Ishita Gautam coming in? Ishita, I would like to listen from a girl now. Ishita, Ishita, can you unmute yourself? Okay, so we go to next one. That is Suresh Kannan. Mr. Kannan. Mr. Kannan, unmute yourself. I go to the next one. Rishu Vishwakarma. Rishu Vishwakarma, can you unmute yourself and come?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So my question is about the what we can do for best internship program.
What we can do for best internship program?
Yes, sir.
Both of us will have to work and work hard. And that is the best that we can do. And we have already taken the first step where we are getting in touch with you. We are calling you, we are pulling you out of your homes, we are telling you what has to be done. So the journey has already begun. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And come back with your query. Ask your institution to basically consider joining this program so that the faculty members can be trained and they can in turn go back to the college and start training the young people. All right?
Yes, sir.
You got my answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shruti Arora. Shruti, unmute yourself. Shruti. Okay, is Ishita back? Okay. Utkarsh. Utkarsh, why don't you come in? Utkarsh. Okay, I go to the next one. That is Sushant. Sushant. There is one thing which I have to tell all of you. Asking question is a good habit, and you should not feel shy about asking questions. If you do not ask questions, you won't get the answers. If you won't get the answers, you won't get the solutions. And believe you me, that it is always a work where two people will have to work together. Somebody will have to ask questions and somebody will have to answer them. I am sitting here to answer your questions. So don't feel shy, keep asking the questions. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Akhileshwar Yadav. Akhileshwar Yadav. Shubham Srivastav. Dr. Jyotsna. Dr. Jyotsna. Anshulika.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, Anshulika.
Yes, sir. Sir, I don't have any query.
Why would you not have a query, Anshulika? Which year you are in?
Sir, fourth
And
year.
which college?
Sir, Kite Group of Institutions.
And what is the branch that you have?
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Yes,
And
sir.
as a lady civil engineer, you should have plenty of questions. What are you going to be doing now after you finish your graduation?
Sir, GATE.
GATE. I know the answer. And why would you go to GATE?
Sir, because I want to pursue further studies, higher
Why would you
education.
like to pursue further studies without gaining knowledge? And what will those studies help you? Which way will they help you? Merely acquiring a
Sir,
master's degree, how is it going to help?
yes, sir, you are right.
Every year there are thousands and thousands of young persons like you who have this typical answer that we'll finish our BTech and after that we'll write GATE and we'll go and do our MTech. Why? What will you do after doing your MTech? Think about it, okay? And develop this
Yes,
habit
sir.
of asking questions. Manish Sagar, Manish Sagar.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, Manish. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Sir, I wanna ask. I have a query, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sir. Actually, sir, due to this lockdown, I was in third year. Now we have been promoted to final year, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, but our internship did not help. So, sir, how can we have sir practical knowledge of our civil engineering field?
Where are
Sir,
you?
at
Which
home
college
we
you are
can't
in?
get that.
Which college you are in?
Sir, I'm in Rajke Engineering College, Bijnor, sir.
Bijnor. Okay. How
Yes,
far
sir.
is Bulandshahr from your place?
Sir, it's about 100 kilometer, above 100.
Okay. And how far is Hapur from your place?
Sir, Hapur is 95, sir, from Bijnor.
Okay. CIDC has a center near Hapur, a place called Dholana.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Come
okay,
over
sir. Yeah,
there.
I knew about that.
Yeah, you know about it. So why don't you basically talk to
Yes, sir.
CIDC and find out in case you can come there and learn a few things from, living in that institution, which is totally quarantined and we have kept it safe and sound. Why should
Yeah,
you?
yeah, sir. But there was no information regarding this from our college, sir. How alone I can alone do this, sir?
Now you have the knowledge about it, and you have other friends also
Yeah,
who
yeah,
are with
yes, sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Other friends also. Why don't you spread this knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And why don't you
Actually, sir, no one.
why don't you tell your college to get in touch with us?
Yeah, yeah, sir. Actually, sir, it's a new college in the West UP, sir.
It may be a new college or old college. How does it matter? A college is a college. Are they not going to give you a degree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are going to.
So that is all the more reason.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Anil Kumar, are you noting this down? This is a kind of a situation where the students will have to be informed about it. So don't worry, Manish.
Yes, sir.
Get in touch with us.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
take care and bring your other fellow
Okay.
students also.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless you. Ratnesh.
Thank you,
Ratnesh
sir.
Kumar.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Aniket Shankar Dubey again. Sir, I want to put up a few more questions.
Yes.
Sir, actually, now we are going to pass out our engineering. Most of us in my college are going to pass out our engineering by July. Sir, we don't get an idea that what we will do or where we can go and learn anything other than doing GATE and all this. Sir, I'm not at all interested in doing GATE and being a MTech student. So, sir, I have finished my, sir, actually, I don't have any field knowledge, truthfully speaking.
Right.
Sir, so how can I get field knowledge? And, sir, at the same time, I have to think of income also for my family. So, sir, I have to go and learn things, field work and everything. And I also want some income. So what shall we do, sir? So most of us in our class sir, most of us think that how we'll get an income and a field knowledge even. both
Okay.
together.
Okay, why don't you basically get in touch with Mr. P.K. Mishra, who's the additional director, who is the additional director in CIDC, and he runs our Gorakhpur center. Okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, I can immediately report to Gorakhpur. Even I can contact. I want to do anything for my knowledge. I can do anything for my knowledge, sir.
Don't
So I will put my best.
Don't worry. We will put all the young people in the areas where they can make a little bit of money. At the same time, they learn few things, and we'll put them on the job. Don't
Yes,
worry about
actually,
it.
we have freshers. Sir, our colleges, they just focus on they get placement in any sales company or TCS, or sir, they are not of our matter. Sir, we are studying civil engineering and we are going in TCS and working on that. Sir, this hardly makes me any satisfaction.
Son, what you are saying is absolutely correct, and that is precisely what I wanted to convey to the young boys and girls. That there is something that you have to do. So I think let me give a chance to others, and you get in touch with our Gorakhpur center. Okay?
Sir, yes, sir, it was an opportunity for me to put my point on behalf of such dignitaries. So I am putting my point. This is the basic point. So I want to work. I want to learn. The most thing, but at the same time, sir, I have some financial issues, so I want to earn even, sir. So these three things I want to.
Make sure that you work. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
We will make sure that
it will be a pleasure, and I will be very thankful to you, sir, for this.
God bless you. God bless you. Raghunath Tudu. Raghunath, can we hear you? Raghunath? Looks like Raghunath is not there. Wasim Ahmed? Wasim Ahmed? Okay, the final capping statement that I want to give you is that thank you so much. Get in touch with us, and I would like all the students to register for India Construction Week 2020 program. So I am going to be sending the details of registration to Dr. Anil Kumar, who will pass it on to all of you, and then you can also put in your registration there. We'll be discussing, and meanwhile, any of the students or faculty members who may like to have more guidance on the issue can get in touch with my officers and the directors of my various institutes. So with that, thank you so much, and God bless you all. And I'm giving it back now to Dr. Mahavir Singh Naruka. Okay?
Thank you very much. So it was a wonderful session. So on behalf of the State Project Implementation Unit Uttar Pradesh, Construction Industry Development Council, CIDC, and my own behalf, I would like to convey my regards and thanks to our chief guest, Dr. P.R. Swaroopji, who's the Director General CIDC, for accepting our invitation and agree to be part of this webinar on placement of young engineering graduates and student need of the internship, and making this webinar interesting and meaningful. I would like to thank our distinguished guest of honor, Shri C. Devrajanji, who is the Chairman, URC Construction Limited, and Shri Tirtha Banerjee, who is from Pidilite Industries Limited. I would also like to thank Dr. Anil Kumarji, who is the State Project Administrator, SPIU UP, the driving force behind the success story of SPIU, for his guidance and this support. I also appreciate the support of SPIU officials, Mr. V.K. Singhji, Mr. Vineet Suranaji, Srivastavji, and CIDC officials, especially Mr. P.K. Mishraji, who is the Additional Director CIDC, for their support, and others who are involved directly or indirectly in this event to make this success. I would also like to convey my thanks to Ministry of Education, the World Bank, and the NPIU official for their contribution toward this success. At last, I thank all the participants who are attending this webinar from various corners of the country, because without support of them, the success of this webinar will not be possible. So once again, thanks to all for joining us.
Naruka ji, I want to say a few words. Naruka ji.
Sir.
I want to say a few words because Dr. PR Sarup is there and Dr. Banerjee is there. All dignity,
Sir, let me introduce you.
Okay.
Sir, we are with us, Dr. Mukesh Kumar Singh, Director, UPTTI Kanpur, and he is the distinguished leader of institutions, and they are showing excellent performance in terms of TQ at UPTTI Kanpur. Over to Dr. Mukesh Kumar Singh ji, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I was listening Dr. PR Sarup, sir. He was so motivated person. He is really motivating to our budding engineers. Sir, I was talking about civil engineering because we have a textile institute here, which is more than 100-year-old, and we are working on technical textiles. So technical textile is the part of textile where we manufacture the untraditional or unconventional type of textile, which are going to be used in various sectors of our life, particularly the construction industry. Construction industry has to be required variety of textiles. You can start from the insulation, you can start from the acoustic treatment, you can start in terms of geotextile. So a lot of natural as well as synthetic fibers are required, and they have plenty of use there. So, sir, PR Sarup, sir, I would like to make a request to you to guide some of our students who are really working in the field of civil engineering to make a focus on the use of technical textile in the field of construction industry. Because our country has plenty of opportunity to make a growth in this sector. If you will compare with the US and China, those people already made remarkable growth, but we are working in that field. We are just making entry. So we have a chance to make more than 10% annual growth in this sector. And those countries has reached at saturation level. So these countries like China, Europe, and the USA, they have opportunity to make only the growth of 2 to 3%. So here we have opportunity to make a bridge between the technical textile industry and construction industry. So this is my point, sir. I hope I make my point.
Doctor, I am fully aware, and it is good that you have broached up this subject. Now, these are the things which we have been using for quite some time, geotextiles and kind of things like that. We have been using for quite some time for the surface protection, slope protection of the kind of hydro structures, for insulation, as you have correctly said. It is something which entered India while we were basically delving with the idea of having number of construction chemicals. Actually, these are the fields in which, these are the allied areas, connected areas. They are not directly in the mainstream. Matter of fact, many of our conventional civil engineering programs, they seldom have a kind of a mention of these kind of things coming in. Whereas the beauty is that if we look at the Himalayan belt totally, there is so much of consumption which has to be made, and not only the consumption, it is basically the technical know-how that is required for the people who can actually give engineering solutions to those who are using these textiles. Then you have different ponds that have to be created, irrigation structures that have to be done, and there is a whole world of insulation, the sound insulation, and even now a kind of corrosion insulation also requires a lot of textile material going in there. So we will be more than happy to discuss and launch a program. As a matter of fact, what we can do, that you can approach formally, and you said you are based in Kanpur, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So my own suggestion will be that you can also get in touch with our Mr. P.K. Mishra.
Okay.
He's supposed to be the coordinating all these activities, and let us have a kind of an idea of the volume of the students you have, how many of them are there, what kind of input they are looking for. And I would also welcome that in coming week sometime, you can organize a specific webinar where your students can join. And they may be anywhere at home or in the college, whatever. but they should be joining this. And I would also welcome that as the director of the institute, kindly identify 3 young faculty members. Let them be attached with us. Let them come and learn the kind of dimensions of this whole thing, because they are going to be the kind of ambassadors in your institute who can take it more effectively, and they will be perpetually in touch with CIDC. Matter of fact, we will authorize them as the industry coordinators on behalf of CIDC. So let them undergo the training program, orientation training program. Let them go back. So these are 3 or 4 things that we can do. And I am absolutely ready to help and support any of our children who are looking for any kind of help in this nature. And thank you so much, Dr. Singh. You spoke about it, which is absolutely welcome. And I would like more directors to come out and speak about it. This shows your commitment for your students. This shows your commitment for your institute, which is laudable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, for the participant, a feedback form has been given in the chat box. 75 has already filled up. Those who have not filled up, this feedback form will be active for another 30 minutes. Please ensure those who want to have an e-certificate that will be issued free of cost, please fill up the feedback form within 30 minutes, sir.
Dr. Sarup, I have a request.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mukesh Kumar Singh from Kanpur.
Yeah.
I would request him to connect with us in our the dream project Tex Valley, where there is a lot of scope for their textile students to get connected for practical orientation and training, apart from our offer to help civil engineering students.
Let me tell this for the benefit of Mr. Singh, and my apologies for not having been able to mention very strongly when he was raising this particular issue, that let us understand that Mr. Devarajan has been into textile manufacturing and textile enabling business also in a big way. As a matter of fact, in south of India, he is considered to be one of the industry leaders in this particular area. And in due course of time, we can always work out an arrangement where the students can be attached to the textile units of Mr. Devarajan or the marketing units of Mr. Devarajan, where they can make themselves useful and also put in the kind of technical understanding or knowledge or wisdom that they acquire from the training that comes. So, Mr. Singh, you may please note, we will start a kind of a 3-prong approach where they can be with CIDC, they can be there with the textile park in Erode and nearby areas in Tamil Nadu, which is supposed to be manufacturing a huge lot of textile, and we'll take it on from there. And the third corner is going to be Pidilite industry, where they would be able to learn to work in synergy with the construction chemicals, what is absolutely necessary and required. And I'm sure Mr. Tirtha Banerjee will be helping out, and we will work out few things. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Let me just add here, because as it has been discussed on the textile, the geotextiles and the non-woven fibers are very much used in our waterproofing and repair industries, as well as we use a lot of other fiber matrices for our repair materials also. So if we can get those know-hows, and definitely the students can reach to us, and we can get the opportunity to get a knowledge of the what the way it can be improvised, we'll be very happy. We can also be associated with that. Yep.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
sir,
Dr. Anil Kumar.
over to PR Sarup, sir. Sir, should we formally close the session?
Sir, I want to say, I want to communicate our feelings, sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Basically, sir, CIDC, ECI, and INDFTT are very thankful to you. And FPIU, TQIP, UP. Basically, for your energetic leadership of FPIU and your team, especially I would like to mention Dr. Mahabir Naruka, who met us in Lucknow many times. All these happenings are is going forward with your kind support and your dynamic involvement. So I just to say a big thanks from CIDC, ECI, INFTT, and all our team, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So over to Sarup sir, the chief guest of the session today, to kindly declare, if nothing is left, the closure of the session.
Thank you, and God bless us all. I think let us take this discussion further and convert that into kind of actionable points. Thank you so much, and thanks everybody.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.